I had always believed my marriage to Rachel was strong. We had been together for over a decade, shared a home, and raised a child together. From the outside, everything seemed perfect. Friends admired our life and family praised our bond. But over the past several months, subtle signs began to unsettle me. Late nights, secretive phone calls, and vague excuses about her whereabouts. A nagging doubt began to grow, and no amount of reassurance seemed to quiet it. One evening, my worst fears were confirmed. I accidentally discovered messages between Rachel and another man, her affair partner. The shock was immediate and overwhelming. The woman I had trusted, loved, and built a life with had been deceiving me, right under my nose. Anger, betrayal, and heartbreak surged through me, but amidst the chaos, a cold, calculated clarity began to form. I knew I couldn't react recklessly. I needed a plan, one that would ensure accountability and deliver true justice. I began by collecting evidence. I saved messages, emails, photos, and any proof I could find of her infidelity. Every detail mattered. The dates, the planning, the audacity of her betrayal. I documented everything meticulously. This wasn't just about revenge, it was about reclaiming control over my life and ensuring that she could not deny or manipulate the truth. Once I had the evidence, I confronted Rachel. I didn't yell, I didn't throw objects, and I didn't beg her to explain. I calmly laid out the proof, showing her the undeniable evidence of her affair. Shock, fear, and guilt crossed her face all at once. She tried to justify herself, claiming loneliness or a lack of attention, but the reality was undeniable. Her deception had been exposed, and there was no way to escape the truth. I filed for divorce immediately. Custody arrangements for our child were my top priority, ensuring stability and emotional security. Financial settlements were calculated not only to meet legal obligations, but also to reflect the emotional toll her betrayal had taken. Rachel had gambled with trust, loyalty, and family, and she lost completely. But legal action alone wasn't enough. I wanted to reclaim control entirely and ensure she faced the full consequences of her choices. I cut all contact, moved out with our child, and disappeared from her life entirely. The absence itself became a form of punishment. She had no opportunity to manipulate, plead, or negotiate her way back. By ghosting her, I reclaimed my dignity, authority, and peace of mind. In the weeks that followed, I focused entirely on rebuilding stability and routine for myself and my child. Trusted friends and family became pillars of support, and I created an environment of normalcy and emotional security. Rachel, meanwhile, faced the consequences of her audacity. Her credibility, reputation, and influence over my life were destroyed. The exposure of her affair, combined with the disappearance of the person she had betrayed, ensured she could not escape accountability. Reflecting on the ordeal, I realized that true revenge isn't about shouting, public humiliation, or dramatic confrontations. It's about strategy, timing, and reclaiming control. By documenting the affair, confronting Rachel calmly, filing for divorce, and disappearing entirely, I ensured that the consequences were swift, undeniable, and permanent. She had assumed she could cheat, manipulate, and continue life as if nothing had happened. She was wrong. Over time, I noticed the complete shift in power. Rachel attempted to reach out, apologize, and manipulate situations to regain control, but I ignored every attempt. Each effort she made to assert influence over my life failed. Meanwhile, I rebuilt my life on my terms, focusing on my child, my peace, and the future I deserved. The humiliation and fallout she faced became a natural consequence of her actions, a reminder that betrayal has costs. Ultimately, this story is one of betrayal, accountability, and personal empowerment. A cheating wife believed she could act without consequences, deceive her family, and continue life as if nothing had happened. But strategy, evidence, legal action, and decisive withdrawal ensured justice. Rachel gambled with trust and she lost. The lesson was clear: betrayal has consequences, and some actions cannot be forgiven, forgotten, or ignored. This experience also taught me an essential truth. Sometimes the most effective revenge is not about confrontation or anger. It's about reclaiming your life, protecting those who matter, and ensuring that deceit cannot continue unchecked. By acting strategically, patiently, and decisively, I turned a moment of heartbreak and humiliation into one of empowerment and control. In the end, my actions were not simply about punishing Rachel. They were about reclaiming my dignity, my authority, and the ability to move forward without manipulation or deceit in my life. The moment her affair was exposed marked the turning point when I regained control over my life. From that point forward, I rebuilt my world on my terms, ensuring that my child and I would be safe, respected, and free from the chaos her choices had brought. By ghosting her completely, I ensured that the consequences of her betrayal were felt fully, without compromise. Rachel learned that trust, once broken, cannot be easily restored, and deception carries an unavoidable cost. Meanwhile, I reclaimed my life, proving that the ultimate revenge is the ability to walk away, rebuild, and thrive, free from those who seek to betray you.